You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe, and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Hi, this is Cindy Cochran. Welcome to the podcast of my show. Remember, you can join me live every weekday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. on Lone Star Community Radio, on Conroe's FM 106.1 and 104.5, and globally on irlonestar.com. If you're a big fan of my podcast, subscribe to my YouTube and SoundCloud channels, and you're always invited to my Facebook page, The Cindy Cochran Show. The Cindy Cochran Show is brought to you by our titled sponsor, the Wooten Financial Group. Call today for all your financial concerns, 936-449-5952. Good morning, everybody. It is, of course, Tuesday, because Tuesday is Truthful Tuesday. So I always want to have somebody on as a guest that will absolutely tell the truth. And today is no exception. You are listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, and we here believe that Tuesdays being devoted to the truth, when you have to listen to so much fake stuff all day long and, on all the different channels, that you can come to this show and know that today we'll tell you the truth. So you can ask any question that you like, and you can go to the Facebook page and go to messages and message me a question or a statement or just vent. It's okay. I'll take any of it. But today, of all days, to have someone that's going to be so truthful, I have Steve Dufresne in the house. And he is, of course, Shawshank Disc Golf. I said that right, Steve?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, boy. Now, I told everybody about the interesting meeting I had with you the first time I met you. I'm at Burger King, and I walk in, and this guy turns around. He's standing there, looks like with his buddy that he works with, and he says, "Hey, you're a hairdresser, right?" And I went, "No, I'm not a hairdresser." And he says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm a talk show host." And he goes, "Oh, man, come over here and sit right down, because I have never rubbed the back of somebody that's a talk show." And I went, "What? I don't, that's okay. I'm good. And he goes, no, sit right here. I have 4 sisters. I do this all the time. This is what I'm known for."
Now,
and
wait a
just
minute.
Sit right here.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
You have to tell the truth.
Oh, did
That
I
was the
say
whole premise of the
something?
program. Yes, you
Okay.
did.
All right, please.
Did I not ask you for $1 first before you started the whole routine?
You did. You were getting ready to pay your check, and you wanted $1.
Is this fake news?
No,
This is not fake news. When we talk about global warming, that'll be fake news.
I have to give you a high five all day. That's good. Okay. No, but you did say you wanted $1.
I always ask for $1.
And I did. All I had was a card. I
Right.
would have given you $1.
You still owe me $1.
I still owe you $1.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
You're just like my wife.
I
She
forgot
still owes me.
about that.
Yes.
She still owes you $1 too, right?
Right.
Okay. So I didn't have the $1, but he went ahead and rubbed my back anyway, and did it just like he was, this trained masseuse. And
I never
talking
claimed to be a
me-
masseuse.
No, I said
always,
like you were a trained masseuse.
I
You
explained to
did it.
people I used to be a gynecologist, but I quit doing that because I got tunnel vision.
Okay. Oh, my word. I don't know what he's going to say. Listen, this is FM. That means Family Matters. No, it is FM radio. You understand you are on 106.1 and 104.5. And then globally, you're going out there live to everyone on irlonestar.com. So
the
Yeah.
whole world now knows I'm not a licensed massage
that's
therapist.
exactly right. So if he tells you that, here, sit right here and let me hit on your back, do that. So anyway, I went, well, that's great. And so I'm trying to figure out, well, what do you do? And so you start telling me about Shawshank, the disc golf thing. And I'm trying to understand that.
I told you what I did was I took people's money.
You took people's money.
That is my job, is to take people's money.
Yes. Well, I'm trying to save face for you. I'm trying to do things and say things that will elevate your position in life, and not at people be thinking, I'm not going to that place. He's just there to take my money. And at Shawshank Disc Golf.
Shawshank is designed to go out and have fun. Shawshank is the number fun disc golf course in Texas. Has been since the year 2000 when it was incepted. It used to be number 1, but we lost that title to a course up in East Texas. Now we're number 2, and I don't want to be known as number 2 for anything, so I called myself the number fun course in Texas. You could call me number 2 because I am full of number 2, but number 1 would be just too hard of a title to maintain.
Well, So anyway, so you see what I was up against when I said, this guy, I've got to have this guy on my show. And even after I said that and I got his number, I said, I'm going to have you on the show. He pulls out a harmonica. You better have brought your harmonica today. Okay, you better have, because he pulls out this harmonica and starts playing this, like blues type song. I'm like, where did that come from? I said, is this what you really do for a living? And this other stuff you're just on the side? And but this is what, like what he did. So I left, and he'd give me a card. I could not find the card for anything. And everybody that knows me understands that. I go into Kroger the other day, and I'm walking there with my granddaughter, and I hear the harmonica playing. I went, who's playing her harmonica? And I look over, and I can only see the back of your head, and this little 18-month-old child in the cart with her dad standing there, and she is just juking. She loves the music you're playing. And I said, I know this guy. And my granddaughter's going, no, Mom, grandma, don't go up there and say anything. Don't say anything. I said, come here. So we come around there, and she stands way off. She's like, you're going to make a fool of yourself, Grandma. I said, no, I know him. And so after you finish playing your set, I said, hello, you remember me? And he goes, yeah, you remembered. And so I said, I still want you on my show. And especially now that I know that you can do these free concerts wherever you go, you start playing, and that little kid just loved you. So did
He
you?
also told me at the time that your engineer knew who I was,
Yes.
or
Now
knew at the golf course.
this is not the engineer. The engineer, his name's Jake, and he's off today. He had to go to a funeral, and so he was so upset. I mean, he was upset at the funeral, but he was upset that he was going to miss you. And he said, "Can you reschedule him to Friday?" And I said, "No, because I'm so glad he's coming now, and I can't do that." But he said it was a beautiful course, and you spent a lot of time teaching him how to play disc golf. Now, see, I didn't know disc golf was still that popular, that people are still playing disc golf.
Disc golf is growing every year, I would guess by around 20% based
Well,
upon market research. There are new courses opening up everywhere in the state of Texas and across the country. Most places are free. They're not pay to play. The public courses, there's, I do believe, several here in Conroe. My favorite in Conroe's over off is called a park called McDade Park.
mm-hmm.
I think it's off of 1374. What is that over there?
Yeah.
And that park has probably maybe on any given Saturday or Sunday, 200 to 300 players a day walking through it.
Wow. Well, see, I guess I was only introduced to it at church. The youth director loved disc golf, and he created, a course there behind the church, and the kids were playing that and all that. And then I hadn't seen it since we moved out to Wells. I hadn't seen it. So I forgive me for not knowing how popular it was. But I did go to your website. I couldn't come out there this weekend. We were slammed this weekend. But I did go to the website and look through it and all the rules and regulation. And it's only $5.
That's all it costs to play Frisbee golf. Yes, ma'am.
That is great. And as big as it is, do you have a place to eat there?
Yes, we have grills open to the public. We take advantage of Home Depot's sale on charcoal every year and buy 20 or 30 bags of charcoal. So we have charcoal for you when you come out there. We have grills for you to use. We've got picnic tables, a large patio area. There's restrooms, there's a shower facility, there's camping. For those of you who want to go for a little more classy lifestyle, we have the jailhouse, which is more like club fed to sleep in.
But yeah, everything is built around the Shawshank movie.
Well, the whole premise of that was, being as my last name is Dufresne, the
Yes.
marketing's already done.
Yes, that's
and
right.
I live in the prison capital of Texas, so at that point we
Right,
have...
and it's because it's near Huntsville, right?
Yes, and so we will put you in prison jerseys when you come out to play. We have holes like Death Row, Jail, the Green Mile, Alcatraz, got a water shot called Conjugal Visit. We have had the U.S. Masters Championship out there back
Yeah.
in 2011.
I saw the first offense, second offense,
Yeah.
and then,
The rest of the names are hysterical.
yeah.
My father has helped me with designing and picking a lot of names. A lot of people say, what is Taycheedah? That's a women's prison in Wisconsin, where he's from.
Taycheedah?
Taycheedah. Waupon, Waupon, just happens to be in a hole that has a pond shot on it for across the water. And when you stand there in tee box and say Waupon, I say, well, can you see it? And they say, no. Well, that's why we call it What Pond.
I love it. It sounds like, like you really do have all of those, the names and all of that that people come out there, and I guess they're really taken back. Now, you get a lot of college kids coming
No,
out there?
we have not promoted the course. We have never really advertised it.
Really?
We do occasionally have tournaments. I used to have a tournament every year for my birthday. We would call it World's Smallest for the month of May because the world's biggest drift golf tournament is also held in the month of May.
Uh-huh.
And that was in honor of John Houck's birthday, who's also a course designer like myself. And he decided to hold that tournament in honor of his birthday, so we called it World's Biggest.
Okay.
And satirically playing with him, I called mine World's Smallest.
There you go. I love that. You have no shame at all, do you?
No.
Okay. And in fact, he was over at Conroe Coffee. Now, anyone around this area that knows Conroe Coffee and knows Leo. This is the first time that Steve has been in Conroe Coffee. And what did you
Well,
go
she greeted me right off the bat with "Good morning. It's a great day to be alive." And I said, "There's people that argue with you on that."
and then what did you ask her for?
Oh, I asked, like, "Baby, do you have $1?" And she decided to argue with me by answering my question with a question, which to me, the whole game of "Do you have $1?" is to just practice the art of selling. When you're out there selling something, all you have to do is put the product and the customer together.
Mm-hmm.
And most everybody, as you know, does not trust the salesman, which is the whole thing that I find amusing about. So when they start answering my questions with questions,
Uh-huh.
I continue to point that fact out. You answered my question with a question. Do you have $1? Yes or no?
What did she say? What was her question?
We didn't get further than that. She was on the phone on hold, and then the towel company came back online, and she could not speak with me further. So she doesn't know what she has in store for her yet.
Uh-oh. You're going back over there and try and get some more coffee?
No, my wife is like, would you please just stick to paper airplanes?
Your wife, it's great because she will feign, I don't understand what you're saying. Because she, where is she from?
She is from Zihuatanejo, Mexico.
Yeah. And so she's the sweetest thing in the world. Jake said, I love his wife. His wife is so sweet and so quiet and so the antithesis of this man that when, she speaks only, just a little bit. And I said, well, he said, in fact, I don't even know if she understands English real well because she doesn't speak very much. And then after meeting you, I understand why she doesn't speak very much. She probably is trying to stay, under the radar.
In the background.
That's in the background. She's so sweet. What is her name?
Her name is Terry.
Harry?
Terry, Teresa. Mother Teresa, as I call her.
Oh, I love this. We're going to be back with Steve Dufresne, Shawshank Disc Golf. We're going to be talking about why he loved this movie so much. All right, we will be right back. You're listening to Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio. We'll be right back.
Every week I get asked the same two questions. Am I ready to retire? Will my savings last for our lifetime? Hi, this is Chris Wooten with Wooten Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. If these two questions are on your mind, we'd like to help. We have a simple, introductory client experience that allows us to get to know you and includes a few meetings for you to kick the tires at no charge. We'll provide you with a one-page summary that helps you get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for you. To take the first step to a clear direction for your retirement, call Wooten Financial at 936-449-5952. That's 936-449-5952. Or visit us on the web at wootenfinancial.com. That's WOOTTON financial.com. Get started today.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And all of you that are just finding the Cindy Cochran Show on 106.1 or 104.5 in the area. We cover all this, like most of Montgomery County, and we drift into the woodlands for sure, the signal does. It's just sometimes you're listening to Cindy Cochran, sometimes you're listening to Abadin. There's some kind of, it's an Indian or I don't know, anyway, a show, and it's really funny to listen to. I'll be talking like this, and then all of a sudden it's all, inside that, you go like, what happened? Is she having a stroke or what? But anyway, so we appreciate you listening, and we really appreciate our sponsor, Wooten Financial Group. If you want to find out all about them, you can go to irlonestar.com, go to my show page, the Cindy Cochran Show, and find out everything you need to know. This guy's been around a long time, so there's a reason for it. So please go and discover the Wooten Financial Group. I had my grandchildren on here, and I say, and I want to thank our sponsor, the Wooten Financial Group. And they start giggling. They're like 12 and 10. And they said, what did you just, I said, Wooten, it's Wooten. And I said, I hope he's still going to sponsor because I said, but nobody will forget this guy's name because we had talked about it. And we had another guy on, Nathan Zariati, who has a show after mine on Wednesday through Friday. And he came on and he said, you've got to sponsor this show again. Keep sponsoring her show. Keep her on the air. And he just, I mean, we talked about Wooten for a long time. So he got more than enough advertisement, but they're worth it. So anyway, I want to let you know where to go to see them. I wanted to thank Don Wilson for, and also Gracie McDaniel for helping me yesterday. I don't know if you've ever had this happen to you, Steve. Steve Dufresne with the Shawshank Disc Golf is with me today. And I don't know if you've ever had this happen, like you're thinking about, you're talking and you start telling somebody about a movie, but you cannot remember the name of the movie. You know all the characters, you know everything about it, but you can't remember the name of it. So I'm going through all this, they're back, and remember the place was built, the neighborhood was built over an old Indian ground. And I went through all of that. Nobody could think of the name of the movie. And so Don Wilson, of course, he came right up with it and messaged me, and Gracie McDaniel messaged me. And I just want to thank you guys. Always there being right, Johnny, on the spot. And also Rocket Fizz. We talked about Rocket Fizz over in near Dave and Buster's off the Katy Freeway. It's in not Market Street, but it's Marquee is the place where they have Dave and Buster's and they have Edward Cinema and all that. So Rocket Fizz is a store there, and this has all the weirdest and the flavors they have for the soda. They have like butter soda. They have nacho soda. It tastes like all these flavors in a soda. Just so strange. So, but their taffy has the same thing with all the taffy. Every kind of taffy, taste. This is over in off of Silver Road and I-10, near, like if you're going to Katy. And it is an amazing store, and it's got a lot of old candy that we used to get when we were kids. They have that, and then they just a lot of different decorations and things that kids are into. They have all the spinners, the fidget spinners, and all that. So the kids were excited about that. I couldn't get the kids out of the store. They had so much fun. Well, Don Wilson, he's my Elvis connection. He was in Memphis. He knows Elvis. Elvis was his mentor. Anyway, he knows everybody. And he comes back and says, hey, I talked to Robert Fussell, who owns Rocket Fizz. And so he said he'd be on your show. And I went, what? I said, oh, that's great. I said, okay. So he's supposed to be on the show, and I just want to let everybody know that. And if you wanted to find out why they have the craziest flavors in the world, nobody has those kind of pickle soda. Now that pickle juice soda, I could see because I love pickle juice, and I could drink that as a soda.
That would be different.
That would be different. See,
would be different.
But I think you ought to have. If you had, became one of the franchise owners of Rocket Fizz, there, it would fit your personality so well. But it is the oddest, the strangest store you go into, and you go like, this is so much fun. I love it. So at your place, Shawshank, I thought you guys had a restaurant there. I thought you had an.
No, we eventually have plans to put up a place called Warden's Death Row Steakhouse.
That's what now see, Warden's Death Row Steakhouse.
So good you wish it was your last meal.
That's so great. That's wonderful.
And we would probably have on our menu, the gentleman who caused the state of Texas to cease offering a last meal was put to death, I think about maybe 3-4 years ago, if not longer. But his last meal he ordered, he never consumed. He made this long list of things that he wanted, and when they brought him the food, he laughed at them and said, throw it all away. And that was the last meal they offered any inmate.
Don't you hate people that ruin it for the rest of us? That's the kind of person.
It's that type of story, though, that makes that item on a restaurant menu fantastic. It was a long menu. It would be a fantastic meal to offer somebody. Here, you can have this.
I love that. I love how you built everything around that. I know it's from the Shawshank movie. A lot of the names of even the dogs on your property. You've got a dog called Red, and that was Morgan Freeman's
That was Morgan Freeman's name. Yes,
character.
the character.
Okay.
There you had, we live out in a country road, and people abandon dogs out there, puppies and stuff, all the time. Every spring, there's always a new crop of puppies to pick up and take and find homes for, take to the pound. And these 3 dogs showed up about a mile from the railroad tracks, and I knew they were abandoned, so I picked them up and brought them home. And they were lovely dogs. There was a black and tan shepherd mix, there was a white shepherd mix, and this small, medium-sized red lab mix. We put an appeal out on Facebook to try and save them from the animal shelter, because the only animal shelter close by is a shelter that does not necessarily try to find homes for them for a certain period of time, which they do, but after that time period, they euthanize them. So it's a kill shelter. And you have to realize you just can't save every puppy.
Right.
And so we brought these in and trying to save them. We found a home for Andy. We called the white dog Andy from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
We decided we'd keep Red, and of course Hadley, the German Shepherd. Hadley was the prison guard. And Warden.
Man, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, Warden, who we got 8 years ago, or 9 now, is getting old, and he's, getting tired of chasing errant golfers and pigs and other things off the property. So it's time to look at getting the replacement train for Warden needs to retire. And
Oh.
so we kept those 2 dogs out of the batch.
Well, it shows. I'm glad you said that, because it shows that there is a heart there, a real heart and caring, and so you're not all pranks and harmonica. You also have a
Don't
heart.
tell people that. I don't want people to know that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes,
Too
and
late.
please don't put his. Richard, please don't make sure that you don't put his picture up
Too late.
on YouTube, because he probably doesn't want people to know. No, I'm kidding. No, we want everybody to see your face for sure. And listen, the history of disc golf. Now, to me, it was like people wanted to, you take the frisbee. Give me an overview so people have never played disc golf, don't know a thing about it.
Well, if you were looking at trying to figure out what exactly is disc golf, it is no different than the game of ball golf. In ball golf, or golf with a club and a ball, you swing the club, strike the ball, and try to get it into a hole with as few strokes as possible. Disc golf is no different than that. The only difference between disc golf and ball golf is that swinging the clubs, you throw them, which most ball golfers would probably prefer to do anyway.
True. That's a good point. That's a good point.
The other big difference is that while ball golf is a very popular sport, this is inherently difficult.
Right.
And the difficulty in disc golf, while it's there and there's a certain amount of skill you have to have, it's not nearly as technically challenging as ball golf is.
But you're trying to put that frisbee. Do you
Yes.
call it a frisbee, or
No,
do you say?
you call it a disc. For those,
I'm sorry.
It's all right. You
Disc.
can call it a frisbee. Most people that don't know the sport call them frisbees,
Okay.
or froth, as they did from that show, Seinfeld.
They called it a what?
Froth.
Froth?
Froth. Frolthf. Or something. Froth.
What does that mean?
That was just what they called it. Frisbee golf, they called it froth.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you have to take this disc that looks like a frisbee and throws like a frisbee, and
No, it doesn't look like a frisbee. It doesn't throw like a frisbee.
yes, it.
It
Well,
does not. No.
okay. I guess I
Sorry.
was playing the
No, you were,
poor man's
yeah,
disc.
You were using the Whammo 165 Ultimate Disc probably, which I started out with myself when I first started playing disc golf.
Okay. Well, see,
So
make me.
It's
and,
okay.
And you have
it's
to.
okay. You have to realize that just like in ball golf, you have drivers, putters, irons, different club weights, different club designs to make the ball do different things. In this case, in disc golf, you have different disc designs that do different things. You
Really?
have discs that are designed to go distance. You have ones that fly left, ones that fly right. You have mid-range discs for short shots you have to make. You have discs for different wind conditions. You have putters.
So you got to have a caddy with this.
There are, when the professionals come through at tournaments, they do have a caddy.
They do have a caddy,
They even have a caddy now.
and so they take out this bag and hand them
disc of
what
their
they
choice.
need.
Yes,
The
they
disc
say,
of
I
their
would like to have
choice.
this. They look at the distance. Now, the disc golf is measured in feet. Ball golf is measured in yards. So as where I can stand there and comfortably throw a disc the length of a football field, 100 yards, a guy that's comfortable playing ball golf can take a club and a ball and strike it 300 yards.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Now, there are people out there now who have new distance records in disc golf that are throwing it over 900 feet.
Really?
Yes, it's quite amazing to watch them do that.
And
I can't do that. recommending.
But a lot of it has to do with the design of the disc
Yes.
that would make it go further, and
Yes, and the wind conditions at that point.
it's all in the wrist, right?
No, it's all in the hips.
In the wait.
In the movie, it was all in the hips, remember? It's
Oh,
all.
okay. No, I can tell you a lot of movie stuff. Okay, listen, we got to go to a break right now. We'll be right back to find out why would disc golf be in your hips. I can see in the no, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to find out from Steve Dufresne, who's here with us with Shawshank Disc Golf. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, and we will be right back. Real Reality Radio.
Every week, I get asked the same two questions. Am I ready to retire? Will my savings last for our lifetime? Hi, this is Chris Wooten with Wooten Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. If these two questions are on your mind, we'd like to help. We have a simple, introductory client experience that allows us to get to know you and includes a few meetings for you to kick the tires at no charge. We'll provide you with a one-page summary that helps you get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for you. To take the first step to a clear direction for your retirement, call Wooten Financial at 936-449-5952. That's 936-449-5952. Or visit us on the web at wootenfinancial.com. That's WOOTTON financial.com. Get started today.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much for listening, and we really want to thank our sponsor, the Wooten Financial Group. They have been around a long time, and that usually means just like Steve Dufresne and would know that when a business has been around a long time, that's a good sign, right? That's a good
Yes.
sign. That means that people have used them, and that's
You're successful.
you're successful, yeah. So it's good. It's good to be like that. We've got Steve Dufresne with Shawshank Disc Golf, but he also, can you just give this a little, like a little bit about what else you do to keep the lights on?
I have a company that the best way to describe it is we service the collision repair industry, and we fix the body shops. So a great analogy would be if you went into a dentist office and you sat down in the dentist chair and it went up and down and all the neat things the dentist chair does, and then all the tools the dentist has to pick and prod and pull out your teeth. We sell and service that same type of equipment to body shops. So the frame machine that the car drives up on and sits on,
Right?
and then the hydraulics that operate it, we repair and replace and fix the hydraulics. We have all the tools that pull the dents out of the car. And we've been doing that now successfully for over 20 years, and most every body shop in the greater Houston area, Beaumont, Bryan, College Station, uses us for our services.
So, just as we talked about the equation of what makes somebody seem successful, would be being around for 20 years, and you've serviced that many areas around you.
Well, like I said, I've always been employed in somewhere. They're self-employed as growing up. I had a Kool-Aid and candy stand at age 7, and grew up doing different things. A lawn service, and a successful lawn service growing up through high school and some college time. And I view this business no different than a lawn service. I'm just taking care of body shops instead of people's yards. And
There you go.
it's service.
But your passion is the disc golf. That's what you would do that like
If I could
24/7?
stay out there on the property and realize a way to make enough income off the property and the golf course, I would rather do that because I enjoy landscaping. I enjoy when you finish the day and working on a particular fairway or a golf hole or designing some kind of way to frustrate a disc golfer. Nothing gives me greater pleasure than watching people come out and try to play what I've designed.
There you go. Well, so when we were talking about how you do this, and it's throwing a disc. Do you say throwing?
Throwing.
Okay.
You're okay there.
Okay. Well,
Hey,
throwing a disc to get it into a steel mesh.
It's going to be called a basket.
Okay.
So when you
I was trying to make it
when
sound-
you throw the disc, you're throwing it into a basket device that is basically a pole with a basket mounted about 2.5 feet off the ground, and then above that is going to be a circular ring, another 2 feet above that, and the hung to that ring is chains, which then drop down towards the basket. So when your disc or your frisbee strikes the chains, it falls down into the basket and comes to a rest. you have successfully completed the hole.
Okay. And so you do that. Is it like in golf? Like you
When
do
you
it in
start
three?
when you start in a hole, they're called pars. This hole's a par 3 or a par 4 or a par 5.
Ah, okay.
It's so the game, the rules, most everything plays exactly the same as ball golf.
Right, but
So
I mean,
if
if you
have
throw it,
if you have a passion for ball golf,
uh-huh.
but your wallet can't afford the $50 to $75 plus to go pay a
Yeah.
ball golf course, then disc golf may be a viable option for you because it's exactly the same game, just as much fun, or in my opinion, sometimes a lot more fun.
And it's much better than putt-putt. So, but this is something that when you throw it and it doesn't reach the basket and it drops, wherever it drops, then you have to stand there and then throw it from there.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Just
Okay.
like ball golf.
And so if
play
it
your
goes,
lie.
yeah. So if it goes way off, only time I did play, and I just would throw it as hard as I could throw it, and it would go, like all over the place, and you have to get around the trees, and I was like, how do you even do that?
Well, the most of the courses in the greater Houston area, and Texas for that matter, are pretty much so wide open courses. In fact, I see a lot more courses being designed to coincide with or work in the same thing as ball golf courses. They're pretty much so wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Shawshank is more like courses up on the East Coast. We have elevation. We're heavily wooded. We have lots of optics and trees and stuff that you have to get around.
Right.
And I'm a purist of the sport. I kind of like more playing that way and those kind of challenges because you can make a frisbee or a golf disc, as we like to call it, do a lot more different flight patterns and control than you really could with a golf ball. You can shape your shots a lot differently. You can control the disc to make it do some really incredible flight paths. A lot of people say, how did you make it do that? And
well, that's what Jake, our engineer that's normally here, talked about, how you showed him so many different ways that you could throw this, that he had no idea that there was so much to it. And that's what I'm amazed that, the terminology you have for it. And now tell me about the father of disc golf.
all right, well, disc golf's been around as a sport since the early 70s. Back then, there was a gentleman who worked with the Wham-O company designing frisbees, Ed Hendricks. And he left the company and just started designing the first disc golf basket and golf discs. And Ed Hendricks is known at that point as the father of disc golf. In fact, when he passed away, Ed, according to his wishes, had his body cremated and his ashes were molded into a line of plastic golf discs to be offered to the general public in a special collector's edition. I don't have one yet. One of these days I'll probably require one.
And so how did they advertise this to
They
people that wanted to
put
buy
it
it?
online. People,
They went online
Yeah.
and said, "This has the ashes of the father of disc golf."
Ed Hendricks, yes.
And it was a limited.
It was,
you know,
it was,
amount,
it was-
yeah.
you have a limited amount of ashes when you're cremated, so there was a limited run of discs. I don't know.
So there's
They could probably put a gram into each disc and get several thousand made. I have no idea what the production run was. I could look it up and find out for you, but
you
was
said about
limited.
100 limited edition.
I don't know the exact amount.
Okay.
So I would assume 100 because that would have been a nice number for me, but knowing how large I've become, I could probably do about 1,000 now.
but I'm just, that blows me away. That's the most creative way I've ever heard of someone distributing their ashes, and it's something that they love and that they created, and they're always a part of the fun of the disc. I mean, I can't imagine them throwing it though.
My parents joined the Neptune Society, and their efforts to try and prevent us children from spending a lot on their funeral rate for them, they decided they want to be cremated and join the Neptune Society and have their ashes spread out to see what the fish is.
Did you do that?
Well, no, because they're still alive, thank God.
Oh.
But my sister, who did pass away, and had her ashes buried in a front memorial garden in our house, and I had the pleasure of building the garden. But unfortunately, the landscape timbers rotted out, so I had to go out there and tear it all down and rebuild it. And when I was in that process of doing that, my father came out and said, "Make it nice. I want to be buried there next." Well, it's been 3 years, and I finally finished it. I decided I would build a new fountain with a koi pond and all that in there because he wanted to be buried with the fishes.
Oh, with the fish, yes.
So now we have this
Oh.
large fountain in our front yard that I researched. It took me 3 years to finish it, because I never wanted to finish it, but he kept on coming out on certain days when it didn't feel well, like Sanford and Son. This is it.
This is the one they
You
were
better
going,
finish that
"Oh."
pond. So we finally finished it, and
Is that a picture of your mom and dad on the
yes,
on
the
your
front,
Shawshank?
on the front porch. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they're both still with me. They're doing very well for their age. My dad is going to turn, I believe, 87 June 11th. My mother is 83, right behind him.
That's great.
So, and they're still sharp as tacks. Their minds hadn't gone at all. My father has difficulty getting around physically. His mind is still every bit 100% there, along with my mother's. They help me run my company. They take care of the books. I just go out and sell it all, and they take care of the paperwork for me. It's been a wonderful relationship.
Well, you've got a great looking family.
Thank you.
This standing there.
Yeah, I had 5 sisters and no brothers, so.
That's what you were saying. That's why you were saying. I thought you said 4 sisters. I'm sorry.
No,
that
5.
Was, okay, 5 sisters.
Brush
Okay.
your hair, rub her shoulders, won't be the crappier. That's why I learned how to do back massages.
That's why. Okay.
Yeah,
All
so-
right. And now I understand that. People understand you so much more now. That what I like to do a lot of times is when someone owns a company, started a company, and are very passionate about it, I love to put the face on it so people know who the person is that they're going to be dealing with when they get out there. And if you don't advertise very much, you may have to, build a bigger parking lot or something, because after you being on the show and stuff, I can't wait. Well, I can't wait to take my grandchildren out there.
I would be impressed. We get maybe 100 players a month to my course.
You do.
And the reason for that, number one, there's so many nice courses in and around the area that people can go play that are actually free versus $5.
Mm-hmm.
But you come out to play Shawshank, you've got a fantastic facility. It's one of the nicest facilities in the state, if not the world. There's over 5,000 courses in the United States, and I think we're in the top 30 on the private courses. We have a very high course review rating. We have restrooms out there. We have the shower facilities. You can camp out there. Like I said, you can stay in jail. We have some of the nicest tee boxes to play on. They're very comfortable. The rubber mats are not just concrete slabs put on the ground.
It's a great family thing to do, right?
Yes. If you want to come out there and bring the family, we have jogging strollers for you to use. If you bring children out there, we have strollers for you to push the kids around in.
You do?
I used to let people ride the golf carts when they wanted to ask golf carts, but they tend to smash those in the trees, so we quit doing that.
That's what you get for being the big-hearted guy that you are.
Not
And then
anymore. Now I'm mean. I'm sorry. I'm just
Yeah. You've been jaded now. Well, I think that this is what we're always looking for is another place to go, someplace to go, and someplace that's affordable to go. And there's a lot to do. And $5 is great. I mean, free is wonderful, but $5 is great as long as you don't charge $6.50 for the drinks.
Right.
There. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But I love that. Thank you so much for being on my show,
Been a pleasure.
Steve Dufresne. And when you would come back right before our last segment, I will tell you how to get in touch with him, and we will make sure you find where they are and your location, because we hadn't talked about that. Hello. All right, you're listening to Cindy Cochran Show, sponsored by Wooten Financial Group. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Every week, I get asked the same 2 questions. Am I ready to retire? Will my savings last for our lifetime? Hi, this is Chris Wooten with Wooten Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. If these 2 questions are on your mind, we'd like to help. We have a simple, introductory client experience that allows us to get to know you and includes a few meetings for you to kick the tires at no charge. We'll provide you with a 1-page summary that helps you get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for you. To take the first step to a clear direction for your retirement, call Wooten Financial at 936-449-5952. That's 936-449-5952. Or visit us on the web at wootenfinancial.com. That's WOOTTON financial.com. Get started today.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. We thank you for joining us. We're here Monday through Friday, 10 to 11. And always after the show, then these shows will be put up on YouTube. And so then you can see the person who's talking and see Steve Dufresne. And then, so you just can't miss us. You got it. We're on Suddenlink here in Montgomery County, on Suddenlink on Channel 12. And at 9 o'clock in the morning. I think it's Tuesday through Thursday, I believe, right now. That may change, but the scheduling will be coming out soon. But right now you can see us, and so we're everywhere. So it's just you can't miss it. But Steve just told me that we're talking about disc golf. If you're just joining us right now at the end, disc golf is something that is still growing and still popular. And I just found out so much more than I ever thought I would know about disc golf today from Steve. And I found out he has night golf there too. He has you have everything lit up, and it's
We have solar-powered baskets. The
yes.
lights were provided from our friends at Home Depot. When you come out there at night, the lights are on top of the baskets, up on poles above the area.
Mhm.
And so when the sun goes down,
And the discer.
the front light lights up, and then the discs are molded out of glow-in-the-dark plastic. So you can go out there with a flashlight or a UV light and shine up your disc, and then they'll glow for the entire time you're playing one hole, and then you got to recharge them up again. Or they have lights that you tape to your disc,
Yeah.
LED lights, and that works as well. But
Wouldn't
they-
that throw you off on your weight if you're used to you're like a
no.
professional?
If you tape them, professional disc golf at night, there's nothing professional about that. It's just fun.
It's just fun.
It's just
And you get people out there that are camping out at Shawshank, and they're partying. They have the bonfires going and all that, and they're cooking out on the grills. And then they say, "Let's do a nighttime game," and they go out and do that. That must be fun to watch.
It is. I remember I took a trip out to West Texas to Big Bend and heard stories about the Marfa lights, and I had a bag of discs with me with the LED lights. And so I stood above the highway and was turning my disc on and launching off over the top of the highway down the hill, watching people slow down and look at the Marfa lights. I know I caused a few things.
I'm sure. You're such a naughty boy, Steve. That's all I can say.
No, my first grade teacher said to me, "I know your name after one day, young man. That's not necessarily a good thing." And I've been trying to improve on that ever since.
Oh, that's true. You are memorable. I got to tell you that. So tell them, how can they get to, if you're driving down 45 going north, how far do you have to go
Well,
from Conroe?
you go take the New Waverly exit,
Mhm.
and you will take a right on FM 1375. Then you'll take a left on 75, go down to FM 2296, which is about 8 miles. Take a right on FM 2296, go another 8 miles or so. Take a right on 2929, 2.1 miles down the right-hand side of my
Okay.
mailbox.
All right.
Now,
So
you
if
could-
you go to
If
Shawshank,
you Google this,
that's
you're
right.
going to get lost because it's not the most accurate out in the country. But some people do actually manage to get there.
You're not GPS ready. Okay.
It is GPS ready. It's just some of the GPS systems don't work. They'll call me from a neighbor's house on the other side of 2296. We're at 450. No, you're not.
And you have to talk them in. Is that how it has to happen?
Yes, it gets interesting at times.
But you can
And
go to Shawshank discgolf.com and find it. Shawshank is
Actually,
spelled
if you just-
exactly like the
Yeah,
movie.
for the movie. If you just Google Shawshank Disc Golf, all kinds of pages will come up. I have never posted anything online about my golf course other than on my own Facebook page.
Right.
We use a cardinal we call Red as our spokesperson on the page.
I gotta see that. I have to see that.
So
So if you want to find it, that's the best way. And after those directions, and make sure you have his he'll have his cell phone
our
number
cell
on
phone
there.
number is posted on there. The only thing we
Yeah.
ask you is that you please call us first before you come out, because this is Texas. We can legally shoot you for trespassing. So, and it's also our public residence. So when you drive up to our house, call us first. Let us know that you're coming, so we know you'll be entering the property safely.
Okay, and it's Smith and Wesson's the one that takes care of all your security.
That, yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's Texas. That's right. So call before you enter the
Just
property.
don't show up in my driveway and say, "I'm here to play disc golf." Really? You have a reservation? No, go back down the driveway and call me. It's a long
That's right.
driveway.
It sounds like it. Sounds like this is like
We will put you in prison uniforms when you come out there.
That's what's so funny is like all the stuff that you've got waiting for them. So I can't wait to bring the kids out there. That's going to be fun. All right. So Steve, thank you so much for being with us again. And now that we know how to get a hold of you and get to you and find out what you really are like. Now I have to have this though. We only have how many minutes we have left? 2 minutes.
We have 2 minutes.
Can you give me 2 minutes of your harmonica? This is Steve Dufresne.
Let me do one thing for that.
Okay.
I would like the general public to know that I do not have a pro shop. So if you're looking to go out and get started and acquire disc golf, I would like you to visit my friend down south of us in the Woodlands at a shop called Spring Valley Disc Golf Course and Spring Valley Ball Golf Course. Andy is her name. She's got a full-service pro shop there. She is a great place to go start to acquire, to buy the things you need to play disc golf. If you come see me first, I have over 200 lost and found discs that I will let you borrow. I will give you free lessons if you call up and tell me you want to come schedule and play free lessons. I have all the discs you need at that point. But if you want to acquire your own set and go play, then go visit my friend at Spring Valley Disc Golf.
Perfect. Okay. And now, ladies and
And
gentlemen.
if you need help buying
Oh.
them, please visit our friends at Wooten Financial.
That's exactly right.
You're only going to need $50 to start with. I don't know if Mr. Wooten can help you on financing your future with $50, but I'm
That's
sure
right.
he'll find a way to do that.
That's
Wooten
exactly right.
Financial.
Thank you, Steve. I was totally unsolicited. Totally. You read it perfectly. All right. So we're going to play this out, the end of the show, with Mr. Dufresne on
He
the
wants a
harmonica.
song.
Huh?
Well, are you in the mood for love?
Okay.
Ah. There's something wrong with my harmonica.
Oh, great.
There we go.
There it is. Okay. Oh, yeah.
This program is sponsored by the Wooten Financial Group. It is not the intent of Wooten Financial Group to render or offer personalized investment advice or financial planning advice through this radio program or any related website. Wooten Financial Group's participation in this program is limited to providing general information on financial matters and should not be construed as financial recommendation or investment advice. Investment advisory services are offered through Game Plan Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the state of Texas. Insurance services are offered through Wooten Financial Group, Inc. Game Plan Advisors and Wooten Financial Group, Inc. are affiliated through common ownership, and neither firm is affiliated with The Cindy Cochran Show. No listener should assume that any information presented and or made available on this program serves as the receipt of or a substitute for personalized individual advice from Game Plan Advisors, Wooten Financial Group, or any of their representatives.
Hi, this is Cindy Cochran, and I want to thank you for checking out The Cindy Cochran Show and invite you to listen live every weekday morning from 10 to 11 on FM 106.1 and on 104.5 and globally on irlonestar.com. The show you just fell in love with was recorded and will be posted on our podcast channels on iTunes and Google Play. You can even watch the show on our YouTube and on TV with our City TV Channel 12 on Suddenlink. So make sure to subscribe to keep up with me. My Facebook page, The Cindy Cochran Show, is always a good place to contact me through messages, to interact live on the air and ask questions, make suggestions, whatever. Special shout out to the show title sponsor, the Wooten Financial Group.
Thanks for checking out this podcast of Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station. If you enjoyed this recording, make sure to check out our past shows online at irlonestar.com or their respective video or podcast formats on YouTube, Google Play, or iTunes. If you have any questions regarding the show, either it being about sponsorships or questions for the host, contact the station manager at dick@irlonestar.com or call the station at 936-647-3776. This show is recorded in downtown Conroe, Texas at the Lone Star Community Radio Studios, and Lone Star Community Radio reserves all rights to this recording and images.